Welcome to Where Science Meets Self-Care with Ida Fanelli. With over 30 years in beauty and wellness and a background in medical science, Ida blends clinical knowledge with holistic care. Each week, she and her guests share insights to help you achieve healthier skin, balanced energy, and empowered self-care. Now, here's your host, Ida Fanelli.
Metabolism reset after 50. Today I'm joined by Karen Miller, a women's health coach who's passionate about helping women over 50 reset their metabolism, break free from diet, culture, and age with energy, confidence, and strength. Karen's journey into health coaching is deeply personal. After losing her father to cancer and facing her own health struggles, including insulin resistance and fatty liver disease, she turned to food and lifestyle changes as powerful tools for healing. What she discovered not only transformed her own health, but also became the foundation of her mission to help other women thrive. Through her training with Precision Nutrition, the world's largest online nutrition and healthy lifestyle coaching company, Karen uses a proven evidence-based system that focuses on small, sustainable habit changes rather than quick fixes. Precision Nutrition is known for blending cutting-edge science with real-world coaching, helping people make lasting improvements to their health, fitness, and performance. Karen also incorporates the latest research in nutrigenomics, the study of how food interacts with our genes, to help her clients personalize their nutrition for better metabolic health. Her approach goes beyond food, addressing the whole picture: sleep, movement, stress recovery, and building confidence from the inside out. We're going to dive into her personal journey, the science behind metabolism and aging, and some simple but powerful changes that can make a huge difference in a woman's health after 50. Karen, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Ida, for inviting me. I'm really happy to be here.
Okay, great. Karen, let's start at the beginning. What first sparked your passion for women's health, and how did losing your dad and facing your own health challenges shape the path you're on today?
Well, I was a single mom at the time, raising two teenage children, working retail on social assistance, so trying to make ends meet and that. And I was married for over 20 some years, and my my ex really didn't like my family and that. So I tried to build a relationship back with my father, and then as time went on, he always had back issues, so they put him in the hospital for some protecting his back. I found out he had melanoma, skin cancer. So my parents were married for over 50 years, and it kind of shocked them. It rocked their boat. I have two sisters and a brother. They're all younger than me. And I remember seeing, like, I used to joke with my parents that they always loved to go to Timmy's, right, for coffee. And I used to, oh, do you have a membership there? Yeah. Back then, we didn't have points card and that, so it was kind of a joke. So then he got put in the hospital. The next day, found out he had melanoma, skin cancer. So it really, really shook my mom. I tried to be there, very supportive of her, and going left my kids. They were old enough to stay by themselves, went to the hospital, back and forth and that. And then they wanted to put him on cancer treatment, radiation and chemotherapy. Well, my mom said, no chemo, no wife. So he just did the radiation. The next day I went in, he was like a zombie. It kind of shocked me to the core. It was really hard. And she put her head on his shoulder, and they were both crying back and forth to different hospitals and things like that. And then within a month, he was gone. So
Wow.
that, like, cancer, like, there's so much. If you listen to
It was
people,
caught too late, obviously. They didn't know it was there, is what you're saying.
yeah, like he had prostate cancer before, and things got better here. And this, it just spread right through his body, and really, really fast. So, I mean, yeah, I was in shock. My mom was in shock. Either for her, as I was the oldest child, with like my two sisters and my brother. I mean, we were all trying to support her, and she was raising my sister's kids because my sister wasn't capable of raising them herself. So I guess they're my stepsister, brother type of thing. So it was hard. It was really emotionally hard, and
Was that the
I
light
think
bulb
so.
moment when you realized food and lifestyle changes could be as powerful or maybe more powerful than medication for certain health issues?
Yeah, because I see them with so much medication and drugs going into them, and I go, there's got to be a different way. There's got to be something different. I mean, there is a time and place for medication. I'm not totally against medication. I mean, yeah, we kind of need that. And yeah, but just to push the medication to put a band-aid effect over it is not the solution. We know they're playing around with our foods today and farming techniques and all kind of crazy stuff, and we have to learn to read labels and things like that so we know what to nourish our bodies with. Yeah, that's very, very important. That's kind of where I am. It kind of put the light bulb on me because I gained a lot of weight. I gained like, what was it? I was 239 pounds. I started to have aches in my body, sore knees. I was unhappy. I was depressed, and it just kind of turned the light bulb.
Right now you focus on helping women over 50 reset their metabolism. Why is this stage of life such a critical turning point, and why do so many women feel stuck in the diet culture loop at this age?
Well, I've seen so much, like I'm on the Instagram quite a bit, and there's so much, like even LinkedIn and Facebook. There's so many diet things out there. Take a patch, take these drops, try this weight loss program. I've been there. Like I tried keto, didn't work with me. I had no energy. I tried, it was another one, I can't remember, Noom or something like that. I tried a bunch of different ones. Okay, the problem is that yes, you can lose the weight. Yeah, that's great. I mean, but does it teach you anything? The problem is within a year or 2 years, they gain that back and maybe more. So that's what I see. And, it's like, it's not teaching you anything, how to eat, how to like lifestyle change, I would say.
Yeah, like the fad diets.
They don't work.
Yeah. One thing you talk about is breaking free from a restrictive diet culture and focusing on small, sustainable habits. What does that look like in real life for your clients?
Well, I'm not a full coach yet. I'm three-quarters done, so I got five more chapters to do. But we have an amazing like group where coaches is. We have another group where our lessons are. So I listen to some of these coaches, what they're doing, and learn off of them how they're implementing, like I guess it's like personal strategies for them. So, it's just like, okay, I'm not going to give you a meal plan. That's out of our scope of practice, anyhow. That's up to a dietitian. We can give you mindful eating. You can eat, put your fork down, count, take a breathe, what's it taste like, how's it feel, things like that, right? So that's one of the things that we can count on. And like there's different other things. Maybe 10 minutes after you eat, take a 10-minute walk. It helps with sugar if people have blood sugar. Everybody has blood sugar thing because your blood sugar is going to go up and down all day long, but you don't want it to spike up. You want it to just learning the right foods to eat. So yeah, because we got a table. It's about let's say take protein for example. Okay, here's your protein. It would say eat more, eat some, and they eat less. So that's what kind of what we show the clients.
And now we'll take time for a commercial break. Welcome back. I've worked with clients that informed me that they couldn't process certain vitamins. There is a type of DNA test where they can identify whether our genes are processing foods and nutrients properly. It's called nutrigenomics. How can you help people with these kinds of issues?
Well, I know my sister, she was talking to me, when was it, the other day? She's got thyroid issues, right? So it's magnesium she can't take. So I was asking, she said it counteracts gene, testing for your gene therapy. That would be probably a nutritionist or and a specialist. We get the report back and we go over it and okay, you can't take this vitamin. All right, we understand. So that's where that comes in. We don't do the gene testing ourselves. So it would be probably somebody like a nutritionist or somebody in
There's a
that
place
kind of.
in London that does gene testing actually in the hospitals. I
Oh,
had a
do it?
client that did that.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm
Yeah.
always looking. I'm always
You can look it up
researching
on the
everything.
computer and just look up gene testing. There's a place in our city that has it.
Oh, that's good to know. Thanks. I've been trying to get the word out for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. I thought I'd clear that up for you. So,
Could you give us a practical example, like how knowing a certain gene might influence some food choices, energy, or even how their body responds to exercise? I think listeners would love to see how this plays out in everyday life.
probably like if they take the wrong thing, they're probably not going to have the energy or the strength or something like that. It's just not. It's probably just not going to adapt with their body. So let's say vitamin B. Let's say if they can't take that, vitamin B is for energy in that. So they're probably not going to get the energy that the B is going to give them. So if their genes won't adapt to that, that's what's going to happen. Like that'll give you like some idea about that.
Hmm. It's not just about what's on your plate. You also emphasize sleep, movement, and stress recovery. How do these pieces fit into the bigger metabolic health picture?
Well, if you're not sleeping, is like second to breathing. So if you're not sleeping properly, you're gonna gain more belly fat, especially menopause, right? Menopause can affect all kinds of things, headaches, inflammation, things like that. So that can trigger that if you're not having enough sleep. Other things would be, let's say, metabolic system. Can you rephrase the repeat the question again? So
You want to hear it again?
yeah, my
Okay.
mind got a track.
Okay. Beyond food, it's not just what's on the plate. You also emphasize sleep, movement, and stress recovery.
Yes, so you like we have a chart that we do when the client first comes in. It will say like how much they weigh, like it's called your macros. Yes, would your audience know what macros are?
What is it?
Macros?
What is
It's your
macros?
fat,
Oh, macro diet.
fat, yeah, your fat, your protein, your fiber, things like that. So it would okay on how much you weigh, and let's say somebody wants to lose weight, it would show you all that. So it shows you. Then we give you a chart, a whole printout thing how to incorporate that, and then the client usually checks in once a week because they need support. You're not going to do it alone, and so it's usually people will fail. So that's why we like to support them and things like that. And then like your energy. So, calories are your energy. Carbs are not the bad thing. Your simple carbs, yeah, like your white shop flours and sugars and things like that and pastries. But your complex carbs, like your quinoa, your lentils, like chicken, things like that, whole grains. Those are the ones. We need that to burn energy. So everything's in moderation. Everything's balanced. So and then I was finding out about fats. Fats really help your metabolic system. So yeah. So those are kind of things that we focus on. I hope that helps you.
Okay. What are some of the biggest challenges women face when they're trying to turn their health around at midlife, and how do you help them push through?
Well, what I see a lot of women, they get frustrated with the diet culture, things like those fast fixes and things like that. Okay, I want to lose. 10 pounds, but they don't know about how to go about doing it to make it a habit, right? So basically, let's say if they're eating a bowl of cereal for breakfast, that's not really going to help with them. Okay, let's say like what I did. I took the bowl of cereal, replaced it with maybe some yogurt and some berries in the morning. So little things like that until they get into a habit of doing that. Then we can look at something now, right? Like right foods are going to help you lose weight, going to help you with more energy, sustain it more. Overall, like well-being.
Do you have a favorite client story that shows what's possible when women start working with their bodies instead of against them?
Not at this time. I don't have any clients at the time, but I do go to a group called Aquafet at, East Side Lions here, and a lot of women, they ask me that, oh, you look wonderful, so I'll give people little tips here and there, and they really appreciate it. So,
That's
not at
good.
this time. Not at this time. I don't have any.
Yeah, you're influencing people when you talk to them.
Yes, yes. So I'm always out and about, and I usually go for a 30-minute walk in the morning. I meet people, and people like coffee shops, or let's say the gym today. There was a young girl in there today, and I seen, she's crying, and she was telling me she had a scar on her arm because she got in a car accident. And I'm going, how does that affect you? So she was telling me, kind of slowed her down, and that she's probably in her 20s, early 30s. So, it's just like, but it's nice to have conversation and telling her that I'm a health coach. I'm here to support you in any way you can. So, word of mouth really helps. I love going out and talk to people. Years ago, I was so shy. I wouldn't hardly even talk to anybody. But going out and making new friends. I met a lady in the coffee shop. She gave me her number the other day, and we're probably gonna. She's in her 80s, and she didn't look like it. And we got chatting, and I'll probably go to coffee or out for breakfast one morning. And so she goes, "Wow, you're a health coach. Wow." So yeah,
That's
so
great.
I'm just trying to get the word out right now.
Yeah, for sure. If you could stand on a rooftop with a megaphone and bust one myth about women's metabolism or aging, what would it be?
Oh, the idea of, okay, just do this one exercise, you're gonna lose that belly fat. Look, all these cardio. It's just like, no, we need to lift weights, really, because that's your key point. Lift weights 2 to 3 times a week. Do cardio, walking, or if you're going to the gym. Like I do a lot of at home stuff, like body squats, wall squats, lunges. You don't you can do them periodically throughout the day. You don't have to do them all at once. A lot of women think, okay, I don't have time for exercise. Well, I'm in the bathroom brushing my teeth, and I'm doing toe raises. I've been having like knee issues and that. Most of it's, I would say, 75% of it I've healed with the exercises and the right. Like I take omega 3s, so I know that really helps. My doctor was pleased with me. What was the receptionist? Because they want to put me on cholesterol meds. And last time I got my blood test tested, she goes, whatever you're doing, keep on doing it. It went down. So it's just like, yeah.
That's great. And now we'll take time for a commercial break. Welcome back. When will you be done your course?
Well, it's self-paced, so you can do it however long it takes you to like till you're finished. So it's self-paced. You can go at your own pace. So some people did it in 4 months. I did it like this is 2 years. 2 years I've been at it. So I'm kind of like,
So they
yeah.
let you
So
go
I
at
want,
your own pace with the course, is what you're saying.
yeah. That's the one for PN nutrition. That's really amazing. There's always support there. There's somebody to answer questions. We have um a Facebook. No, they have a YouTube thing that we can, they do webinars and things like that, just to get with the other coaches. So
Mhm.
that's what I love. It's just like, oh my gosh, I didn't know how much science was in that. I'm going at first, it kind of overwhelmed me, and then I go, okay, there's a little video to
But when
go with
you're
each
older,
course.
it's not as easy to learn, is it?
No, especially in your
I hear
70s,
you
like I
there.
don't
I
know.
mean, it's sort of like you have to reinforce things, but that's wonderful that you are like updating your knowledge. You're trying
Oh,
to learn new things still, because that's really
like I'm
good for
always.
the mind, isn't it?
Oh, it is. I'm joking with my husband, right? He'll sit there. He's kind of a junk food thing, right? But I got him on the raw honey, thanks to your husband, Dave. I mean, yeah, he had no idea that the difference is. I'm going, see the difference? Yeah, the peanut butter instead of the crappy kind. It's just like, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
there's the
always reading.
differences in the certain foods that are out there. You have to know which ones to get for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah. I had to do a lot of reading, like reading, and then I get articles in my email, so I'm reading that and the PubMed articles in there. Keep up with everything.
Yeah,
I'm
I
always in.
noticed that the group they put out a lot of PubMed articles, which are quite interesting. I've seen that from your LinkedIn page.
Yeah, yeah.
I read the headlines. I don't really have time to read the whole article, but the headlines are quite interesting.
Well, yeah, that's what I do too. I don't have time to read everybody's article either, so I just
Hmm.
kind of highlight it over. But I found like the crucified vegetables, like your broccoli, your cauliflower, things like that, really helped me when I was having fatty liver. So that and olive oil, it really like foods. Like I heard the saying, foods heal, right? And I'm going, foods heal. I used to think that was crazy. My daughter had ADHD when she was growing up, right? And I'm going, no way, no way. I thought it was crazy. But, after so many years and research and everything else, and yeah, it's amazing, like how far science has come in food and that.
Yeah. And when you're not coaching or diving into your studies, what's your favorite way to recharge and keep your health in check?
Basically, I love walking. I'll go like in the morning, I'll do a half an hour walk. And then that or going to the gym, I found that's my stress relief. I like doing that. And, personal development books, I like to dive into those sometimes too. So, and of course, family. My daughter's about 10 minutes away. I like to get with her once in a while. And she's got a small little kitty cat that I like to play with. So those are kind of things I like to do. So,
If you could give one piece of advice to every woman hitting 50, what would it be?
Um, check the foods. I mean, check the ingredients on the labels. Like, find out if you can't pronounce it, don't eat it. So that's probably my biggest thing I learned.
Unless it's from a strange country
Yeah, oh,
that's
that's
unique.
true. Yeah, yeah. You'd have to find out what it was. Was yeah. I've
Because
seen
there's a
some
lot of
interesting
foods out
stuff.
there you can't pronounce that are probably really healthy for you.
Yeah, I know. Like the American diet. Oh, like I
I know
went to
what you mean.
States.
You're talking about fillers and things like that, the
Oh,
food
yeah, the
colorings and
fillers,
that.
the seed oils, and all that. All that they pretend that's sugar. Like sugar. Like I have a little bit of sugar, and I have a treat once in a while. I love date squares. Have
Well,
one of
dates are
those.
one of the best things to eat.
That's my excuse. Yeah, it's a
I
fruit.
eat dates all the time. That's my cheat day.
Oh, I have dates and nuts, a handful of nuts. So it's like okay.
Yeah, I had dates for my breakfast when I break my fast. Yeah.
Yeah,
Karen,
that's
thank
weird.
you so much for sharing your story, your knowledge, and your passion for helping women take charge of their health. Talking with Karen Miller today has been such an uplifting experience. She reminded us that women over 50 don't have to accept the myth of a metabolism reset. With the proper habits, such as nourishing food, mindful eating, regular movement, strength training, restful sleep, and stress recovery, we can work with our bodies to feel vibrant and confident again. Karen's journey is what makes her message so meaningful. After her parents celebrated 50 years of marriage, tragedy struck when her father passed away from cancer. Karen found the maturity to step in and support her mom through that heartbreaking time out of her own grief. She began a healing journey, learning how nutrition and lifestyle could transform her health. That's what inspired her to train as a women's health coach. Although she's still in training, she's already sharing a wealth of valuable insight through her own lived experience. I also love that Karen is realistic. She reminds us that health isn't about perfection and weight loss isn't always guaranteed. Our genetics, hormones, and many other factors play a role. What matters most is building habits that help us sleep better, manage stress, feel stronger, and regain energy. The number on the scale doesn't define success. Your vitality and confidence do. Her message is clear. Midlife can be a fresh start, not a finish line. It's never too late to reset, rebuild, and thrive. If you'd like to connect with Karen, you can find her on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/in/Karen-Miller-A8A508213 or visit her Linktree site at linktree/livehealthy03. To learn more about her health coaching programs and resources, Karen, it's been an absolute pleasure having you here today, and I know our listeners are going to walk away feeling both informed and inspired. I'll place her information in the description section. I hope Karen's story leaves you inspired to take small, loving steps towards your own well-being. Remember, you deserve to feel good in your skin at every stage of life. You can watch this episode on many platforms.
Thank you very much, Ida.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to Where Science Meets Self-Care with Ida Fanelli. Ida bridges clinical science with holistic wisdom, guiding you toward radiant skin, balanced energy, and lasting well-being. Don't forget to subscribe, share the show, and join us next time for more inspiration and practical tools to help you live beautifully inside and out. To connect with Ida, visit Linktree/Ida Fanelli. Until then, take good care of yourself. And remember, self-care is where science and soul meet.